to be yourself or play a role.
Two big stories tonight. Singer-actress Aaliyah is killed in a plane crash.
And the winning numbers from tonight's Powerball drawing are in.
This is News 3 Nightside with Gerard, Ramalho, and Anqunette Moon.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. A breaking story out of the Bahamas tonight. Authorities have confirmed that R&B singer and actress Aaliyah is among 8 people killed in a plane crash.
Yeah, the plane crashed as it tried to take off from the island of Abaco in the Bahamas. 9 people, all Americans, were on board that plane. One man survived the crash and was taken to a nearby hospital. The plane was leaving Marsh Harbor Airport around 3:50 local time when it went down.
Aaliyah and her crew had been shooting a video in the Bahamas. The plane was taking the group back to the United States when it crashed. CNN is reporting that baggage handlers said the plane was overloaded with suitcases and that the handlers and the plane's pilot complained about the heavy load. But they say passengers insisted on taking everything with them. Aaliyah was recently nominated for a Grammy Award for her song Try Again and made her acting debut in the movie Romeo Must Die. We'll have more on this breaking story as it develops. And the other big story of the night, the Powerball drawing.
Our phones have been ringing off the hook tonight. Most of you wanting to know which numbers were picked, so grab a pen. Here they are. 8, 7, 22, 42, 47, and the Powerball number was 21. News 3's Amy Rutledge was in Arizona when the last of the Powerball tickets were sold. She says as people were hoping to pick a winner right up until the deadline.
This is the first time Rose's Den has been even remotely quiet since the Powerball rolled over a week ago. They've been averaging 60,000 tickets a day, making them the #1 retail store within the states involved in the lottery in ticket sales. And trust me, everyone here and even some of those playing the Powerball are ready for a break.
As each second ticked on, hundreds of dollars in Powerball dreams were spent.
Okay, winning numbers.
Thousands of people have passed through Rose's Den in the last few days, hoping to grab the winning number.
How can you pass up a chance at $290, $300 million?
Annette Buntrock was the last person to grab a chance at millions when the machine shut down just before 6. But will her luck pay off?
Yeah, I feel lucky. Yeah, I do.
Do you, doll?
Yeah, I do. I feel lucky.
Well, I'm lucky to have her, so.
I really do feel lucky. I don't know, something about it. I do.
Rose's popularity with the Las Vegas crowd has turned her store into the hottest Powerball retail store in the country.
It's like a shark frenzy. You know, everybody's just happy. All the people were happy, even if they had to wait 2 or 3 hours.
Now Powerball hopefuls are just waiting to hear about any winners and planning their next move.
I'll call a doctor, call 911, then call an attorney, call a fleet of CPAs, and don't tell anybody besides those people.
And even if you aren't the one holding the winning Powerball ticket in your hand, don't worry, you can always come back here to Rose's Den and things are getting better. Instead of the long lines, they should be getting much shorter. She's been given 3 extra Powerball machines to help ease the wait. Reporting for News 3, I'm Amy Rutledge.
All right, and in case you missed it, here are those numbers once again. They are 8, 17, 22, 42, 47, and the Powerball number was 21. And one winner has already stepped forward. A store in Rollingsford, New Hampshire, received a call from a winner who bought a ticket there. But lottery officials say it could be hours before they know if more winning tickets have been sold.
There has been a deadly shooting on the city's northwest side at the Texaco station off of Fort Apache and Sahara. Police and homicide investigators are on the scene. Right now, there is no word on how many people have been shot or killed in this incident. Now, we do have a crew on the scene, and we'll bring you the latest news as this story develops.
Police are also working 2 other murder cases, one in Las Vegas, the other in North Las Vegas. Investigators are searching for 4 suspects. One of the shooting deaths happened overnight in the alley of 21st Street. Police say an innocent bystander got caught in the middle of gang gunfire. He was shot to death. 2 men are believed responsible for the killing. A $1,000 reward is being offered for anyone who comes forward with information. And police are still hoping to find these 2 men, 22-year-old Jamone Brooks and 21-year-old Perry Macklin. They're wanted in connection with the May murder of Gwendolyn Jones. You may recall she's the woman who was gunned down at her sister's wake. 4 other gang members have already been arrested for the murder. You can call Secret Witness at 385-5555 if you have any information on either of these cases.
A man who stole a mail truck and led police on a high-speed chase is in jail tonight. That chase started this morning at Nellis and Owens, but ended here on Tenaya and Sahara. Metro says the man walked up to a mail truck, hit the postal worker in the head, and then stole the truck while she was still inside. The truck couldn't go faster than 55 miles an hour, and it started smoking when the driver would not let off the gas. Police chased the truck for blocks until they finally cornered it. The driver is charged with kidnapping and carjacking. The postal worker is going to be okay. And actions are speaking louder than words tonight as the community tries to help a mother through unspeakable grief. 2 of her children died, 4 others were hurt when the family's van went up in flames last week, with all the children trapped inside. As Kim Capozzo reports, as the family recovers, a community is helping the mother recover financially.
Losing her 2 children has been devastating, and now cold, hard reality sets in. The loss of her van has been an extreme hardship. She has children that need to come to this hospital for follow-up treatments from the explosion, and she has no way to get them here. No matter how hard they wash and wipe away the dirt, they can't wipe away these images. Their little loved ones taken by tragedy.
It's not right. God should have took me and not my children.
But life has to go on for Julie Lazzazo. No matter how much she grieves for her baby Aaron and little Laborio, she knows she has 4 other children who desperately need her. And that's where her Uncle Nelson and this benefit car wash come in.
Dry towel, please.
Tired of feeling helpless, Nelson Valdez is taking charge. He tells all customers this is no ordinary car wash. The money made here will be given to his niece, a woman just trying to get through each day, a woman he says with amazing strength.
When something like this happens, we think of our children, and this is when we want to get together and help so it doesn't happen to our children.
Nelson Valdez says he hopes his niece never again has to ride in one of these, but he does say he hopes he can raise enough money to get her a car soon. I'm Kim Capozzo reporting from UMC. Back to you guys in the studio.
4-year-old Laborio Luga and 3-month-old Aaron Luga were laid to rest yesterday. Police are not charging their mother in their deaths. They're calling the whole thing a tragic accident.
A freak fire in our nation's capital sets cars and a utility pole on fire and leaves dozens without power. Now, this fire started when a 13,000-volt wire fell down on the street. The live wire set a car on fire, which spread to 2 other vehicles, a tree, and a utility pole. It appears a tree limb fell on the wire. About 60 customers briefly lost power while utility crews repaired the line.
A plane crashes into a house, and tonight investigators believe the whole thing was intentional. It happened in the southern New Hampshire town of Amherst. The pilot died in the crash, and the house caught fire and burned to the ground. Investigators are looking into if the pilot wanted to crash the plane. That's because neighbors say they heard the plane circling for a long time before the crash happened.
A 1-mile stretch of New Smyrna Beach, Florida is closed this weekend after helicopter video showed dozens of sharks swimming off the coast. It's believed a total of 9 people this week were attacked by sharks while surfing or swimming off that coast. The Beach Patrol surveyed the area by helicopter yesterday. They spotted about 40 sharks altogether.
Well, California Congressman Gary Condit is lashing out at the media.
Yeah, coming up, hear why he's so upset with ABC's Connie Chung over Thursday night's interview.
Plus, the Backstreet Boys are back on tour. We'll tell you which city was the first to welcome the boy band. That's all coming up on News 3, where news comes first.
You're watching Southern Nevada's #1 choice for news. This is News 3 Nightside.
California Congressman Gary Condit is lashing out at the press tonight. Condit feels the media has been unfair to him in the Chandra Levy disappearance story. Condit says ABC's Connie Chung spent her entire interview Thursday night pressing him about his relationship with the former intern. And he specifically says she spent far too much time on what he calls the sex question. He says because of that, he wasn't able to get his message out about how empathetic he is to the Levy family. Meantime, congressmen all over the country are now reacting to Condit's interview.
statement he made was less than candid. It was evasive, and it wasn't straightforward. I think that's disturbing and wrong, and I don't condone that, and I don't condone this kind of behavior.
Washington, D.C.'s police chief says investigators have no plans to talk to Anqunette again about the Levy case. Actor Robert Blake is selling his Studio City home. He says he's tired of being harassed by the news media. Blake told a Los Angeles TV station he doesn't want to raise his daughter there because the house has become a gathering point for paparazzi photographers and gawkers. Blake shared his home with his wife, Bonnie Lee Blakely. Recall, she was shot to death last May. No arrests have been made in that case.
The Backstreet Boys are back on tour. Their first show was tonight in Milwaukee. The boy band has resumed its tour with all 5 members, including A.J. McLean. McLean had checked himself into a rehab center about a month ago, forcing the group to postpone its North American tour. They were scheduled to appear at the MGM Grand on October 17th, but they have now rescheduled that concert for Friday, October 19th.
I was actually asked to be a Backstreet Boy at
Were
one
you?
point.
You declined?
Figured it wasn't time for me to, you know, break
Career
out.
news instead? Yeah.
Got it.
Good choice.
So
I can see how you were.
we saved the world at this point. So
That's absolutely right.
A more noble calling.
Sure. You know, so while we here we're dealing with fairly mild weather compared to what we're going to see over the next couple of days, your home county.
Yeah. Tornadoes.
You know. Gary, around Gary.
Yeah.
Gary is where Lake County is.
Absolutely.
Gary's located in Lake County. Okay, well, there you go. Lake County, Indiana. 3 tornadoes touched down today.
Unbelievable.
At this point, no one has reported being hurt, so that's why we're just talking about how the weather rolling through Gary was pretty strong. Let's jump outside and check out the current conditions at this hour. We are looking over lovely Lady Las Vegas, courtesy of the Mandalay Bay camera, one of my favorite shots of the Strip, just because it's all bright and sparkly and glittery and all the glitz and glam. We just love it. Current conditions stacking up like so. It's pleasant. The temperature outside, 86 degrees. A great night to be strolling up and down the Las Vegas Strip. 17% humidity, northwest winds at about 5 miles per hour. The barometer 29.84 inches of mercury and rising. And here's the situation. Let me just cut right to the chase. High pressure in control over the Silver State. High pressure usually means abundant sunshine and above normal temperatures. And yes, we're going to see plenty of both. You can see these clouds kind of going up and over. The high pressure ridge acts as a dome. And so the high pressure in place, strongly in place for tomorrow, Monday, and then backing up a little bit on Tuesday. But no matter, for the next 3 days, we've got the potential to be at near record heat. Actually, we're forecasting near record level heat, and we could potentially break those record temperatures. Temperatures around the west right now, 58 degrees right now in Winnemucca, 72 degrees in Sacramento, 97 in Phoenix, coming a little bit closer to home. A mild night across the valley, 90 degrees in Henderson, 86 degrees right now in Summerlin. Checking out one of our WeatherNet locations, Sahara and Cimarron, 85 degrees there, and I call that downright beautiful. 101 the normal high for this time of year. We cranked it up to 105. You can see the record for this date, 110. Well, yes, we're going to be around the 110 range for tomorrow. Let me just let you know that right off the bat. Here's that low pressure system. You can see them start to plow through the Indiana area. And earlier, as I mentioned, 3 tornadoes touching down in Lake County, Indiana, and hail 1 inch in diameter in association with this squall line. Winds 60 miles per hour. So that's going to continue to move on through at the southeast. 82 degrees is what we'll fall back to in the next couple of hours. 108 our high for tomorrow. Abundant sunshine, a light breeze out at the lake. 115 a light breeze. A great day to go out the lake if you prefer the cooler temperatures. Relatively speaking, of course, 84 your high on the mountaintop. Over the next several days, here's what you can expect weather-wise. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, yes, chances at hitting those record high temperatures for the dates respectively for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, we're backing off to 105. So while we're dealing with the sun, the folks in the Midwest will be dealing with cleaning up after the tornadoes. I'm sure we'll talk about that tomorrow.
All right, and have video, hopefully.
Yes.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rach.
Well, we know people love to get married here in Las Vegas, but this weekend, hundreds of local couples learn how to make those marriages last. Renowned relationship expert Dr. Gary Smalley was a guest speaker at Central Christian Church in Henderson. His weekend-long seminar focuses on making good marriages better and improving marriages that need work. Attendees say the message was encouraging and full of valuable lessons.
It is a good thing that kids are heading back to school this week because it'll give them something to do.
And there is a reason why you've been seeing more kids just hanging around this summer. We'll tell you why next on News 3, where news comes first. Maybe you've seen more kids just hanging around the past few months. Maybe it's because they're not working summer jobs. The Labor Department is seeing the lowest number of kids working summer jobs in the last 3 decades. The department says it's most likely because the economy has been booming the past few years, and not as many parents are making their kids earn their own spending money.
And school starts Thursday, of course. While some kids may be excited about that, others may be feeling a little bit nervous. That's why folks over at Rancho High School held this back-to-school barbecue for incoming freshmen today. It gave the newcomers a chance to learn more about their school and their classes they're going to be taking. They also got to meet some of their teachers and fellow classmates a little bit early.
Well, up next in sports, Rick Strasser will tell us that the 51s could inch a little closer to first place.
Plus, college football Saturdays upon us once again. A busy day of sports is coming up next on News 3, where news comes first.
Welcome back. Sure, the Rebels are trying to start out the season the right way on Thursday night with a win over Arkansas. But with it, UNLV would continue a streak that was started back in 1973. A little history you may not know about. The Rebels have never lost to a team from the natural state. 3-0 in history. Sorry, former Mr. President. The first Mountain West team in action this year, BYU, taking on Tulane. The post-Lavelle-Edwards era begins in Provo. Enter Gary Croughton. Big day for Luke Staley, down 14-7. Luke had a huge hole, takes it in from 29 yards out, tied at 14. Later, Staley at it again, this time makes a great cut, gets to the outside, and is gone again. All told, 65 yards for the score, 142 of BYU's 726 yards. BYU trying to impress the pollsters, 70-35, the final. The defending national champs took the field for the first time. Oklahoma hosting North Carolina up 10-0 in the first quarter. Sooners at it again. Ronaldo works the 17-yard draw play for the score, 17-0. Are they ready to be hitting in this one, week one? Just ask Andre Williams. Doink. Rocky Kalma scoops up the piggy and takes it in for the score, 24-0. 34-7 in the second quarter. Derek Strait with the pick along the far sideline. And Strait, well, goes anything but. He goes all the way across the field before he takes it in. Sooners roll 41-27. He scores, I promise. Up one level for the preseason NFL action. Saints visiting Denver. Aaron Brooks for Nollins. He can scramble. Nothing cooking, so he takes it himself and dives in for the first score of the game. Bronco receivers in mid-season form. Brian Greasy, the lob to Eddie Kinnison. This is a nice grab. Put in slow motion just to show you. Over the defender's head, pulls it in for the score. Broncos go on to win this one, 31-24. After gaining a full game on first place Sacramento last night, the 51s had a golden opportunity tonight. With a win over Fresno, the Aliens could gain another half game. The River Cats dropped first of a doubleheader to Calgary, so with a win, Las Vegas would be 3 out with 9 to play. But first things first, the 51s and the Grizzlies. Cosmo was feeling it tonight. What it is, I'm not quite sure. Big night for Phil Hyatt, big season too. Here in the first, a single to left center. That will score Chris Prieto, comes motoring in from second, gives Las Vegas the lead. Later on, more long ball history for Hyatt. His 44th of the season is a Dodger minor league record. Aliens hit 4 quads and win 9-3. Odd happenings in Seattle today in the bigs. In the 9th, M's and Indians tied it 2. Arthur Rhodes comes in relief. During his warm-ups, Omar Vizquel complains that the glare from his earring is too much. The ump asks him to take it out. He doesn't. Rhodes and Vizquel jaw. Bench is clear. Rhodes is ejected before even throwing a pitch because of the big, what did Rachel call it, a pot sticker? That's right. To the 11th, why did the Braves get rid of John Rocker? Not so much for his mouth. Watch his arm to first. He throws the bunt attempt wild. Al Martin comes in to score the winning run. Mariners win Earring Gate 3-2. The Little League World Series is down to just 2 teams, an American champion and an international one. Apopka, Florida, and the Bronx, New York, and this one for Florida. Brandon Weaver, the 3-run quadruple to right. Then off the boy who perfect gamed them last week, Tyler Stanlin puts good aluminum. That's out of here. Apopka will play for the world title tomorrow, 8-2, the final score. Most of the new state-of-the-art tracks around the NASCAR circuit are 2.5-mile ovals, nice, long, and wide. Not Bristol. That's a short track, just 1 mile around. So you'd understand why most drivers don't like racing there. 500 miles of bumping, scraping, and a bumper in your face usually. The Sharpie 500 under the lights. Sharpie is Las Vegas Kurt Busch's title sponsor, but that didn't matter. Here's why many don't like the short tracks. You see Busch in the 97 car in the middle of the fracas. One car goes awry, and many follow after that. Just looks like bumper cars. Just watch where you're going. Late in the race, with just 67 miles to go, Tony Stewart passes his good old buddy, Jeff Gordon, for the lead. He would hold on to win on a track that he actually says he likes very much. Go figure. Stewart's third win of the year. Finally, to the links for the third round of the PGA NEC Invitational. Jim Furyk came in as the leader. Here the birdie on number 8 to stay in the lead. I got ahead of him. Bottom. There we go. With whom, you ask? Yes, Tiger. Tiger's prowling once again. This birdie on 9 will give him sole possession of the lead. But Furyk, not intimidated by those stripes, sinks another birdie. He leads Tiger by 2 going into tomorrow's final round.
Yeah, 2. It's nothing. Nothing for Tiger.
Anyone can pull it off.
Oh, yeah.
Come back.
He's come back from much more than that.
Sure.
Thanks, Rick. And thank you for joining us for News 3 Nightside.
We hope to see you right back here tomorrow.